I wasn't supposed to come home early. My conference in Atlanta ended a day ahead of schedule, so I caught the 6 a.m. flight back to Seattle. I thought I'd surprise Tyler with breakfast from his favorite bakery. Instead, I found his car in the driveway at 9 a.m. on a Friday, parked next to another car I didn't recognize. My key turned in the lock. I heard laughter from upstairs, not just his laughter. Her laughter too. The bakery bag slipped from my fingers and hit the floor. I pulled out my phone and opened the security camera app. The app I'd installed 6 months ago after that break-in scare. Tyler didn't know these cameras recorded everything. I scrolled to the bedroom camera. My bedroom, my stomach twisted as the feed loaded. There they were, clear as day. Her name was Vanessa. I learned that from their conversation, which my system recorded perfectly. She worked at his gym. They'd been seeing each other for 4 months. 4 months while I paid every bill. Tyler came downstairs at 10:30, whistling. He wore the robe I'd bought him for Christmas. He froze when he saw me at the kitchen table, laptop open. "Bryn," he said, my name sounding guilty. "You're supposed to be in Atlanta." I took a slow sip of coffee. Change of plans. I thought I'd come home to my house, the one with my name on the deed. His face went pale. "Where's Vanessa? Is she still upstairs in my bed?" Vanessa appeared wearing one of my shirts. She was younger, maybe 25 to my 31. She looked at Tyler, then me, confused. "You said she wasn't coming back until tomorrow." Tyler stammered. "I didn't know, Bryn, this isn't what it seems like." I laughed, actually laughed. "Really? Because it seems like you've been sleeping with your gym buddy in my house while I've been working to pay for everything. Tell me what I'm missing." I'd bought this house in Beacon Hill for $380,000, using my grandmother's inheritance as a down payment. Tyler moved in 6 months later. He contributed to groceries sometimes, utilities occasionally, but the mortgage, insurance, property taxes, all mine. When he proposed last Christmas, I was too happy to notice he'd never offered to add his name to any bills. My mom always said to keep things in my name. Now I understood why. Tyler had no legal claim to anything. Vanessa came downstairs, her face red. "I didn't know you were engaged. Tyler told me you were just roommates breaking up." I raised an eyebrow. "Show her your left hand, Tyler." Slowly, he raised his hand. The engagement ring I'd bought him sat on his finger. Vanessa's mouth fell open. "You're wearing a ring." She grabbed her purse. "I'm leaving. Don't ever contact me again." She slammed the door behind her, then it was just us. Tyler tried tears first. "I'm so sorry. I made a terrible mistake. I love you." I let him talk. Inside, I felt nothing but cold clarity. This was the man I'd supported for 3 years, the man who'd quit 2 jobs because they were beneath him. The man who'd never once offered to split the mortgage. I pulled out my phone and showed him the security footage. "I've been watching you for 3 days, every video saved, every conversation recorded." Tyler's face lost all color. "You can't use that. It's illegal to record without consent." I smiled. "Actually, in Washington state, I only need one-party consent. I'm that party. This is my house, my cameras, all perfectly legal." His shock turned to anger. "So what, you're going to blackmail me?" I shook my head. "I'm giving you a choice. Leave today quietly, or I send this footage to everyone we know, your parents, your friends, online, your choice." I gave him 2 hours to pack. I stood in the doorway and watched him stuff his clothes into garbage bags. He kept looking at me like I was the villain. Cole, his best friend, showed up with a truck at noon. They loaded Tyler's things in silence, the gaming computer, the expensive sneakers I'd helped pay for. When they finished, Tyler walked up to me. "You're really throwing away 3 years, I met his gaze. "You threw it away. I'm just taking out the trash." After they left, I changed every lock. New deadbolts, new doorknobs, new garage code. Then I stripped my bed and threw the sheets in the garbage. I opened every window, letting Seattle air sweep through. The house felt lighter already. I ordered new sheets online, the expensive ones Tyler always said were too costly. Then I poured wine and sat on my deck, looking at the view I'd bought with my own money. This was mine, all mine. Tyler's mom called the next morning. "Tyler made a mistake, but aren't you being too harsh?" I'd always liked Patricia, but I was done protecting Tyler. "He cheated repeatedly in my home. What should my response be?" She sighed. "He has no money saved. Where will he go?" I closed my eyes. "He's 32. He'll figure it out." That wasn't my problem anymore. Tyler texted for 3 days, first apologetic, then angry, then desperate. I blocked him after the messages turned mean. 2 weeks later, Vanessa messaged me on Instagram. "I'm sorry, I really didn't know you were together." Tyler showed me dating apps and said he was single. I stared at the message. "He lied to both of us," I replied. "You were a victim too." She sent back a crying emoji. "He's texting me again saying you kicked him out unfairly. Is that true?" I sent her 3 security videos. "You decide." She blocked Tyler everywhere that same day. My sister Kira flew in from Portland that weekend. We spent the day rearranging furniture, putting my stamp on every room. I bought the art I wanted, painted the bedroom walls deep blue, hung photos of my family and friends. Each change felt like reclaiming territory. Kira raised her wine glass. To new beginnings. I clinked mine against hers. To knowing your worth. The house looked nothing like it had when Tyler lived there. Work became my sanctuary. 3 weeks later, my boss Amanda called me in. Your performance has been incredible. I'm recommending you for senior engineer, 20% raise. I felt tears forming. Without Tyler's constant drama, I had energy for my career again. The promotion came through 2 weeks later. I celebrated by putting extra money toward my mortgage, my house, my investment, my future. Everything I'd built was finally just mine. Tyler tried showing up once 6 weeks later. I was pulling into my driveway when I saw him on my porch steps. You need to leave, this is private property. He stood desperate. I've been staying with Cole, I have nowhere to go. I kept my voice level, not my problem. He grabbed my arm. I lived here 3 years, you can't erase me. I pulled away and held up my phone. I'm calling the police. He backed up and drove away. I filed a report anyway. 3 months after everything ended, I went on my first date. Jordan was nice, genuine, asked about my life. When the check came, he reached for it automatically. I'd forgotten what that felt like. So you're a software engineer, that's incredible. We talked for 2 hours, he asked for a second date, I said yes. My mom called later that week. Tyler's living with some new girlfriend already. How are you feeling? I smiled. I'm really good, Mom, and I meant it. 6 months later, I hosted Thanksgiving at my house. My parents, Kira and her husband, my best friend Maya and Jordan gathered around my new dining table. My dad carved turkey while Mom told embarrassing stories. Jordan's hand found mine under the table and squeezed gently. Looking around at genuine love and support, I felt overwhelming gratitude. This was what home was supposed to feel like. Not tense or expensive or one-sided. Just warm and real and mine. A year after I'd found Tyler upstairs with Vanessa, I stood in my backyard watching the sunset paint the sky pink and gold. The house behind me was fully mine, every corner holding only my choices. I'd learned hard lessons about love and worth, about the difference between being alone and being lonely. My phone buzzed with a text from Jordan asking about dinner plans. I smiled and typed a response. The future stretched ahead, full of possibility. I'd built something real here. Something that couldn't be taken from me, just mine, and that was everything. If you've ever had to walk away from someone who was using you, you're not alone. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is protect what you've built. Have you ever discovered something that changed everything? Share your story in the comments below. And if this story spoke to you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life stories about finding your strength when everything falls apart. Remember, you are not the villain for refusing to be the victim. Your peace is worth protecting. Please like and subscribe.